The Montreal Canadiens beat the Anaheim Ducks 5-2 tonight. The Ottawa Senators beat the Philadelphia Flyers 4-3 in a shootout tonight. These teams are both teams that were technically underneath Vancouver before the Canucks game today. Still, Ottawa, they're underneath. They're at 45 points right now. Montreal, they're stagnated there at 50 points, but the Vancouver Canucks, with their loss tonight, remain at 48 points. We got leapfrogged by the Montreal Canadiens at this moment in time, and it was truly the best case scenario for Team Tank. I say that because the Vancouver Canucks, we lose this one 4-2. This was a regulation loss. There are no points for us. But the only thing that we really care about in hockey nowadays, Brock Boeser, he got himself a goal and an assist in the two that Vancouver scored today. This is another extra 2 points for Prince Charming. I don't even care. I don't even care. The fact that the Vancouver Canucks were really getting dominated by the Lightning in this game up until like a moment in the third period, I don't care. This team is the team that is number one in the league, and they're number one in the league for a reason. I think everybody came into this game not really expecting the Canucks to win, because, of course. But other than that, this Tampa Bay team really did show the Canucks why they are number one, and nobody expected anything different. It's just that once the Vancouver Canucks finally got a goal, which is probably the moment in the game where I was pulling my hair out the most, because I was just eagerly awaiting for us to score just a goal. We needed a goal. I didn't want to get shut out, but I wanted to lose. And once Thomas Vanek got that awesome feed from Troy Stecher from Brock Boeser, and he wrapped it around, we all just went crazy, man. It was just a hype moment, and it felt good to watch as a fan. Vanek with his 15th, Boeser with his 21st assist, and that was just, I was like, okay, yeah, that's it. We got a Boeser point, that's all good. The only downgrade to that, though, is Matthew Barzal. He got himself 2 points today, and Boeser, with this first assist, he brought himself within 8 points total of Barzal. So, we could have done with an extra point, but that's exactly what Brock Boeser did, because later on into the third period, Brendan Sutter feeds it up to Brock Boeser, and Boeser, just like every center in EASHL drop-in games, he skates with it by himself, gets through the Tampa Bay defense, finds himself with some room, snaps it, it's in, boom, Boeser has got his 25th of the year. And I was hyped. Absolutely hyped. I screamed louder for this one than I have screamed for any of the past Canucks goals that we've scored in the last few weeks. Because this one, first off, it was Brock Boeser. Second off, this was a great goal. This was, in my opinion, one of the best goals the Vancouver Canucks have scored all season. And who else would have scored that other than Brock Boeser? It had to have been Boeser in order for this goal to be as awesome as it was. And with this goal, Brock Boeser brings himself back up. Barzal got 2 points today, Boeser gets 2 points today, and all is well and done. Not really, not quite. Because later on in the game, as the Canucks are pressing, as the Canucks are continuing this dominant performance in this third period that they actually ended up shooting 17 shots on goal, Tanev gets a feed, he's on the point, but he bobbles it. And it's in his skates. And he does a little bit of a turnaround, and it's not really there. And before he knows it, Corey Conacher, former Utica Comet legend, grabs the puck and he starts skating down. He blows by Tanev. And Tanev, in desperation mode, with all the momentum on the Vancouver side getting flipped over its head in a split second, tries to stick lift. And it doesn't really work. He catches Conacher right in the nose. He's bleeding. It's a 4-minute double minor. 2 of those minutes get used up into a penalty shot, and the other 2 remain as a normal power play afterwards. Corey Conacher goes up one-on-one against Jacob Markstrom. Markstrom doesn't make the save, which, let's be honest, I don't think that surprised anybody. Everybody was expecting, yeah, no, Markstrom's going to let this in. There's no way he stops this one. He's just not the type of guy to make the big saves in this kind of game, in my opinion. At least not anymore. Markstrom last year was a different Markstrom than the Markstrom we have this year. It's night and day, in my opinion. But regardless, Conacher gives the Bolts a 4-2 lead, and that ends up as the game winner. The Canucks, even though we lost this one in regulation, it doesn't feel good to have Tanev go off on a 2-minute minor, as well as give off a penalty shot for a total of a 4-minute double minor. It doesn't feel good, but who cares? We got 2 Boeser points, we got a goal and an assist. That's all I care about. And the whole mindset that we had in this game, I don't care about it. Sure, we were not really doing well in the first and second periods. Sure, Vasilevsky had our number. Sure, Markstrom gave up a few bad ones. But who cares? The happiness that I felt when Brock Boeser scored that goal, his 25th of the year, is something that was, let's be honest, it was piquantly the one redeeming factor of this entire game, in my opinion. And feels good. It feels good because Montreal won their game, so they're now above us. Ottawa won their game, so now we're only 4 points ahead of those guys. It was 6, now it's 4, because they won. Hallelujah. We're getting closer and closer to our goal of securing a top 4 spot in the NHL entry draft. And Brock Boeser, he is getting points. That is beautiful. And another thing, coming into this game tonight, Brock Boeser was in a 3-way tie with Nathan MacKinnon and Patrick Laine for 9th in the NHL in goals. However, with this one, he now has 25. Things aren't updated yet, by the way, and I'm not paying attention to the other box score, so I don't know if Patrick Laine got another goal to tie this, or if Tyler Seguin, who was at the beginning of tonight at 25 goals himself, maybe he got another goal or whatever. I don't even know if the Stars were playing, but Brock Boeser, he's getting goals, and he's still, by definition, a top 10 player in the goal-scoring category of the NHL. That's pretty cool. And this game was pretty cool. Feels good to watch the Vancouver Canucks get this amount of success. Troy Stecher, he was really good in the last game, and in this game, I liked everything that he was capable of doing. He did some really good moves at his own blue line, at the other team's blue line, and he was able to show why he's able to play in this league, even at his height, because he was a defenseman who's 5'9". Johnny Gaudreau's 5'9", and people say that he's pretty small. But he's a forward, so he's got a lot of room to work with. Troy Stecher, on the other hand, he's the man. Absolutely, he's the man. Holding things down at the back end while being a 5'9 defenseman. And this one, he gets an award here, because he sets up Thomas Vanek, and he does a really cool wraparound move, and that is the first goal of the game. That one was also a Brock Boeser assist as well. I want to talk a little bit about the Vancouver Canucks in the third period, because this third period performance by the Vancouver Canucks, it was good, but it wasn't where it really needed to be. Because you can look at the box score and you can say, oh, they got 17 shots in the third period. What a good team. But they got so much power play time that 17 shots kind of was expected. And the fact that they weren't able to bury a single one of those goals on the power play doesn't really feel good. Feels good to have Boeser assist and goals, yes, but the power play, it was frustrating. There were a lot of moments on this power play where Boeser had the puck and he took some really good opportunities that were either saved or they went wide, but there were a lot of other times in this game where I felt Boeser just did not shoot when he could have. There were a lot of moments where he just selflessly passed it again like he has been in the past, and I understand that. As a player, you don't want to be the kind of guy who's seen as a puck hog. You want to do the best decision-making for the team, and that's what Boeser's been doing all this time. It's just that when you watch Brock Boeser at the point, and he's got a lot of room, and he walks in a little bit, just to pass it off to Edler, it doesn't really, it doesn't feel good to watch. Just, at least he got a really good goal. Let's be honest. It's just that if he had the mindset of, I can score and I will score, he'd be scoring goals like crazy, because even though a lot of his shots did get saved or blocked or whatever, he got 5 shots in this game, mind you. Even though they don't always go in, they're really good shots. And he forces the goalie to make a save every single time. And the fact that he's a player who virtually, if he took every shot that he was given, would have plenty more than just 5 shots, that's scary. Because he has 5 shots in this game, and that's a lot. But he could have had so much more, and I find that's the case with all of these games. If he just shot more, he'd have more shots and more goals, respectively. But I'm not going to complain. We got a Boeser goal, so that's all I really care about. 2 points for him. Awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Plus, and gaming, and bye.